welcome you to the Big 12 Conference on ESPN. And it feels like temperature of about 38 degrees today at Mountaineer Field here in Morgantown. Oklahoma State here riding a 3-game winning streak. And for West Virginia, the big upset last week over K-State. Can they make it 2 in a row against ranked foes and keep their hopes alive for bowl eligibility? And we welcome you to Morgantown. Beth Mullins along with Anthony Beck. We've got Rocky Boyman with us. And we also feature, Anthony, perhaps the best running back in all land, Chuba Hubbard, has another opportunity today to put himself right there on the Heisman radar.
To me, he is the best back in the country. He deserves to be in New York for the Heisman presentation, and he will eclipse 2,000 yards. West Virginia's hoping it won't happen today. But when I watch this guy, he looks like Le'Veon Bell. Patience in the hole. He's able to see things that other backs don't. He's able to hit with amazing speed downfield, and if you try to tackle him with one arm, look out, he will break it and score touchdowns. This kid's going to be hard to stop. Everybody knows he's getting the ball. He's going to be a problem today if West Virginia doesn't handle him.
Oklahoma State will kick it away. And West Virginia with the first touch out at their own 25-yard line. Winston Wright was the deep man.
My name is Jarrett Dagey, junior quarterback out of Lubbock, Texas. For us to beat Oklahoma State today, we have to strain, minimize our mistakes, and score a lot of points.
The 6'2" junior out of Lubbock made his first start last week. Impressive in the win, and what head coach Neil Brown told us, he gave our offense some juice and a group that had been struggling throughout the season. And now Dagey with his second start. It'll drop off underneath to Kennedy McCoy out of the backfield. And let's check in now with Rocky Boyman.
Beth, as you mentioned, Dagey making his second start. He had 12 starts last year for Bowling Green, and he transferred here to West Virginia in the offseason. As he told us yesterday, the reason for the transfer was he wanted to see if he could play Power 5 football, given the relationship he had with Neil Brown and his brother, Texas Tech. He's here, and he's playing well.
His brother Seth, a star quarterback at Texas Tech. About a decade ago, Sam James with the catch right there. Trey Sterling had the coverage, and it's going to bring up third down.
The biggest reason why he had success last week, Beth, was the ability for West Virginia to run the football. In the first quarter, they broke 4, 5, 10-yard runs, and that kind of loosened up the defense. That's what helped him be successful. They need to do that, and here on this big third down, he's going to have to convert with his arm.
McCoy is the offset back, who was a 100-yard rusher last year. A shootout with Oklahoma State. Trace Ford able to corral him shy of the yard to gain, and it's fourth down.
And the protection so far, at least in the first series, has been good. It's been a shaky offensive line for West Virginia, in particular the run game. We talked about that. But if he's able to get some consistency, have some time, and read his progressions, there's a lot of talented receivers, Best, that Neil Brown is excited about on this football team.
In his first year here in Morgantown, after 3 consecutive 10-win seasons at Troy, he comes in to replace Anna Holgerson, who left for Houston. And fair catch around the 25-yard line for Dylan Stoner, who has moved into the starring role at wide receiver after the injury in October to All-American Highland Wallace. And he was a favorite target last couple of weeks with a pair of touchdown performances. No Spencer Sanders, though, today at quarterback. It falls to Drew Brown, who will be playing in his 5th game this year. Out of San Mateo, California, started out at Hawaii, where he was a starter a couple of years ago. And last week he replaced the injured Spencer Sanders, and they're looking to go deep. Up for grabs and incomplete. Keith Washington able to break it up, intended for Braden Johnson.
Guys, I talked with Oklahoma State offensive coordinator Sean Gleason before the game. He said the players are really excited, fired up to play for Drew Brown. Remember, he transferred here 2 years ago and was beat out for the starting job twice, but never went in the tank, continued to work hard, and his guys want to reward that by playing hard for him today.
22 starts at Hawaii before arriving in Stillwater. And their best weapon is to hand it off to number 30, Chuba Hubbard. He'll pick up 5. He's the leading rusher in college football, and it's 3rd down. Out of the bunch, set to the right, and the throw right around the yard to gain, and Dylan Stoner appears to have it by about half a yard.
Stoner's going to get a lot of action today in the passing game. Normally, their inside slot receiver, an accountable guy, but now that Tylan Wallace, their best receiver, one of the best in college football, is not playing with an ACL injury. He becomes a guy that becomes a movable piece, inside, outside. This is going to help him. He's a senior, and this is going to be a player that Drew Brown's going to count on to make some big catches in this football game.
Had a career-high 9 catches against West Virginia last year. Oklahoma State won that one. They'll try to run it right up the middle. And good stuff by the West Virginia defense. Defensive coordinator Vic Koenning told us yesterday, we have got to win the line of scrimmage. He said they played magically last week in the upset. Much bigger threat, though, with Chuba Hubbard out of the backfield today.
Yeah, and I think Drew Brown's an issue as well. You know, he only has 18 passes coming into the game, Beth. He has experience, like you said, playing at Hawaii, but this is a fifth-year senior, a guy that's been desperate to get on the field since he got here 2 years ago, and with only 18 passes on the season coming in, he has 3 touchdown passes.
Bring the flat for Stoner, trying to muscle his way towards the mark. It looks like it's going to be 3rd and 1. We talked about Hubbard's burst and his speed. He's also got the power and the size at 6'1", 207, the strength. For the short yardage.
Inside for West Virginia, they have Darius Dills, number 56, right over the center guard. He's going to be a force now trying to reckon this run game for Oklahoma State.
Hubbard gets the call, and he's got the first down. What a weapon he has become for Mike Gundy now in his 15th season at his alma mater. They are bowl eligible for the 14th year in a row. Still have an outside shot at the Big 12 championship game, but they would be counting on both Oklahoma and Baylor to lose out. Of course, if they win this one, they will head home for Bedlam in Stillwater next weekend. Pistol on first down. The senior out of San Mateo, California, setting up the screen for Hubbard. Got blockers in front, breaking tackles, and there goes Chuba. One man beat at the 10 and down to the 5-yard line. Kerry Martin saves the touchdown.
But if he can't arm tackle Hubbard here, we talked about this in the open. Strong, powerful, explosive player, excellent on screens. West Virginia players on the spot. Don't go high, go down low. You see the arm extension there by number 24, Hakeem Bailey. You've got to get low on his legs. Big screen for 47 yards, and that's been the issue so far for really all the teams across the country trying to stop this man, the best running back in the land.
Not just 1,000 yards rushing, but 1,000 of those after contact. And if he has a big day today, he could cross that 2,000-yard threshold. He needs 274. He has a game this year, the best in FBS, running for 296 against K-State. And the play is under review to see where Hubbard went out of bounds to spot this ball.
Yeah, his left foot hits there, and then his knee goes down. Where's the ball? It looks like right on the 6.5, Beth. Looks like that's where the ball kind of is right now. So
looks like the foot maybe around the 7, but when the knee contacts the ground, I think he's inside the 6. Let's see. And now we're told there was a possible knee down on the catch. And so they want to take a look at that as well.
Couple bodies there you can't see.
Nope. Stayed up.
Pretty athletic, man. Holy
Wow.
smokes. The catch, one hand, he's falling off balance. This kid is good, man. I'll tell you, he's a tireless worker. Mike Gundy talks about everything else that he does that isn't in the football game. The hard work ethic, what he does, you know, as far as studying his craft, the extra work he puts in before and after practice. He's dialed in. He's all 100% football, and he's one of the best run backs he's ever had on his roster.
Guys, I was listening in on West Virginia's huddle here, and Vic Koenig, the defensive coordinator, beside himself, yelling at his secondary, saying, you got to go after his legs. You can't tackle that guy up high.
Yeah, that was their leading tackler, Sean Mahone, who whiffed
After
on
further
that run.
review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
And it looks like the spot will be at the 6. First and goal, Cowboys.
And unfortunately for West Virginia, because of the stoppage, Chuba Hubbard was on the sidelines to take a little bit of a break. Now he gets some time to come back and recharge. That's not going to be a good thing for the WVU defense.
20 rushing touchdowns for Chuba. 2 a game is the average for him. Hubbard burrows his way inside the 5, down to the 4. Off that right side, Tevin Jenkins, Bryce Bray over there today.
We talk about prototypical backs for the NFL, but we talk about 3-down guys, right? Guys that can stay in on first, second down. They can get short yardage runs. They can run in the goal line. They can catch the pass. This kid does it all, man, and he rarely comes off the field for this football team.
Second and goal, they'll use him as a decoy. Brown on the rollout, stays on his feet, out of bounds inside the 1.
Harry Martin, safety for West Virginia, is able to come up and really hone in on Drew Hill, even though he's only, Drew Brown, who's only 5'11". Not the runner that maybe we think he'd be, under 6 foot. He did run a triple option back at College of San Mateo, but he left pretty quickly to go to a more passing offense at Hawaii.
10th play of this drive, 3rd and goal. Hubbard tries to leap for it and is denied on the initial attempt. Jeffrey Bueller. Then it's 4th down.
Yeah, heck of a job. You know, Derek Stills, you see him go underneath the legs of the center, and that kind of gets things started. Chuba's not able to extend the ball. You got a gang tackle. And guess what? This is a huge 4th down play. The last time it was 4th and goal was against Baylor. West Virginia was able to make a stop. Can they do it again here? It's a very good running football team.
Brown, wide open, touchdown, Jelani Woods, as the entirety of the Mountaineer defense went after the fake to Hubbard.
And that's the issue you have, Beth, when you got a guy like Hubbard. You lose track of players. Little pick here. No one picks the tight end on the outside. Woods is 6'7", 265. He's a hard guy to forget about, but being an integral part of the blocking scheme, you sometimes forget about those inside tight ends.
First touchdown catch of the season for Jelani. Matt Amendola capped it off. 11 plays, 74 yards in 5.5 minutes.
First start for Drew Brown. And who do you go to? Your security blanket, the tight end, Woods, with a nice catch. Probably the easiest touchdown of his sophomore career.
Would you rescue me? Would you rescue me?
The first start for Drew Brown, off to a good start. He was 4 for 5 on that opening drive. 61 yards and a touchdown, and that big screen pass play to Chuba Hubbard to set it up. And then the TD pass to his tight end, Jelani Woods, on 4th down. Jake McClure boots it away. And a return opportunity for Winston Wright. And he's going to give back a few yards from what he could have had he taken a knee. Trey Sterling was there on the coverage. Well, tonight, Justin Herbert and number 6 Oregon look to keep their college football playoff hopes alive. They'll be down in Tempe to take on Arizona State. The Ducks lost to Auburn in their season opener and now have rattled off 9 wins in a row. That game tonight, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on ABC and your ESPN app. And of course, Oregon comes in at number 6 with Utah right behind them at number 7 in this week's rankings, on a collision course for what may end up being not only the Pac-12 championship game, but an essential playoff game, depending on what happens elsewhere in the country. And this is a nice play for Bryce Wheaton. Out across the 35, stepped out at the 38-yard line, and a hookup of 20.
Nice block by number 87, Michael Loughlin, the tight end. And when you run a lot of wide receiver screens like West Virginia does, you've got to block on the perimeter. It's a nice job by both of those receiver tight end combination.
Boy, out of the backfield. Looks like he's about a football shy of the first down.
800-yard rush last year. He's a big part of what this offense was last season, and this year, being in a senior season, you know Bethy wants to go out with a bang today. Had a nice game last week, really started the charge with his legs in the run game against Kansas State. They're looking to him often, especially in the pass game.
That run game, second worst in the country. They have really struggled even to reach the century mark in their Big 12 games. And there's McCoy again for 8, wrapped up by Trace Ford and a first down.
Talked about all the changes up front of the offensive line. Morant, number 76, is at center. That's probably the change most recently they made. I feel like that gives them a little more experience and toughness at the point of attack for this run game.
Committer and Brown at guard, Whitline and McKivitz the tackles. Dagey steps up and puts it down inside the 30. And boy, is West Virginia happy to have T.J. Simmons back in the lineup.
Yeah, this guy's special on the slide. And how about Dagey? Eyes down the field. He's just about to cross the line of scrimmage, but he takes the big play. Good accuracy. And like you said, Simmons back in the field, the former Alabama transfer 2 years ago. Looks like he's going to be on a bit of a pitch count today, but Dagey up to a fast start, 6 for 6. Good
for 55 yards through the air. Back to the ground, McCoy is playing in his 48th career game. And last year scored a couple of touchdowns against the Pokes. Dagey will keep, and that wasn't the right decision there, and down he goes. Cameron Murray giving chase.
Trying to do a little bit of a read option there with a potential pitch. Jarrett Dagey right here was almost pitched this ball. He may have been a terrible, catastrophic mistake right there because of Murray, number 92, tracking him down on the inside. Nice play by the big man for a loss of 7.
This is an Oklahoma State defense which has been much more stout the last few games in their 3-game win streak. Containing the run, forcing turnovers.
A false start by number 53 of the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, and it's still 3rd down.
And that's their best guy up there, Colt McKivitz, who's headed to the Senior Bowl after the year.
Coach Brown said he was their best player, their hardest worker, someone they'll dearly miss. He's had an outstanding career, and he said he's going to make West Virginia proud at the next level, preparing for the NFL.
Against the 3-man pressure, Dagey with room to run, the spin to buy a couple more. Taken down around the 30-yard line. Bongbamiga saved a much bigger play.
Yeah, their best linebacker, but you know, it's always great when you tackle in space like Amon did there, number 11. And you know, Dagey just made a great throw at the line of scrimmage earlier, keeping his eyes down there. There's a lot of space. Maybe trying to run that football in that circumstance. Opportunity there.
Evan Staley is back after missing the last couple of games, and he's on to attempt the 47-yarder. pushed it, no good. Nothing to show for West Virginia. Oklahoma State on top by a touch. Senior day here in Morgantown. 13 of the Mountaineers have already earned their degrees. And their last time to play at home for 22 of the West Virginia seniors, including Keith Washington and Colton McGivitz. And Colton's family's all in with the raccoon cap there, AB. That is bringing it. That is bringing it pregame today.
Live or what?
Another one there on the sideline. Kendi McCoy has already had a few touches. 7-0 right now, though, for Oklahoma State, a team that has been getting off to some good starts of late. Chuba Hubbard, he had the big play in their opening drive on the screen pass, and now he'll run for 8.
Such a good zone runner. AB, you mentioned Le'Veon Bell, same sort of style, just wait, patient, wait for that daylight to open up, and then he has actually more speed than Le'Veon Bell once that hole opens up to hit it.
And they're really strong on the left side, left tackle, left guard, center. They're 2 seniors and a junior. That's the side they like running to, and these offensive linemen need to get some more credit because they've done a nice job opening up holes.
Hubbard on the backfield, wrapped up. Got a 3rd down coming up here. Yeah, you talk about Chuba, who's from Alberta, Canada, and a world-class sprinter. And when you talk to the coaches, they say if he doesn't head to the NFL, he would have a chance to possibly make the Canadian Olympic team for Tokyo next summer. That's the kind of speed we're talking about.
Trying to figure out what coach gets sent up to recruit Canada. I mean, that's a little cold to go up that way in their travels.
Found a gem. Oh, on what appeared to be a miscue, and Drew Brown will improv and get the 1st down. How about a studio update right now with Kevin?
All right, Beth, your AT&T best performance takes us to Columbus, Penn State, Ohio State. Buckeyes clinch the Big Ten East with a win. J.K. Dobbins already 56 yards on the ground. We're only midway through the first. 7-0 Ohio State. Back to the voice of The Price is Right, Beth.
Come on down, everybody. Come on down. Oh, the Buckeyes looking to make a statement against
The previous play is under further review.
You got Case Young back after his 2 games suspended this week as well.
I'm sure he'll be a little upset about missing a few.
Review coming up. We'll be back with the decision in a moment. Good job by replay official Gene Semko. You're going to see the knee is down and the ball is inside the 40-yard line. No 1st down. Oklahoma State, and the punting unit comes on.
I know they're on their own 40 here, Beth, but you need 2 inches. You got the best back in the country. Sometimes that would help your decision process on going for it or not. I would go for it here. Coach decides not to. Nice stop by West Virginia.
They did convert a 4th down for a touchdown already in the game, and the punt shanked off the side of Tom Hutton's foot. That's going to set up West Virginia better than expected. Well, from what we're hearing, West Virginia has to win its last 2 games, Anthony, in order to become bowl eligible. And although Neil Brown is focused on improving every game, we always hear from coaches the significance of getting that extra practice time. They got to win this one and then win at TCU next week.
Huge, you know, 6 freshmen start on offense, sophomores. I mean, to get these guys, whatever, those 14, 15 practices would be big. And then this is a program that, although they're rebuilding slightly and they're trying to get some new faces, some new players, recruits better talent, they feel like they can do this pretty quickly, and those are key practices for really any team that's trying to get to a bowl.
Not to mention, it's got to help when you're walking into a recruit's house and you're telling them, hey, we just knocked off 2 ranked opponents back to back. And that's what they're trying to do today after they They stunned K-State on the road a week ago. But right now, Oklahoma State in front 7-0. A touchdown pass for Jude Brown, the new starter this week. And this is link up between the roomies, Jarrett Dagey and George Campbell, the two transfers who became fast friends when they arrived over the summer.
It pays off. My roommate was always a quarterback in the league, Beth. And this guy clearly smart. He saw the future. He saw Dagey was going to be the guy, and it paid off. 2 touchdown passes last week for his 5th-year senior transfer from Florida State. George Campbell feeling excited about his potential in this game.
2nd and 1 right here. Well, that's what all my friends told me. You're not popular for your looks. You're popular because you're the point guard and you've got the ball all the time, and that's the only reason why.
And you know what? One of our colleagues, Brian Greasy, was one of my roommates. And
oh, there
not
you
only
go.
was my roommate, that was a tough
There
one to
you
take.
go.
You know, he's not the most hygienic guy back in the day, so I had to really, set myself up for some ups and downs being his roommate, but it paid off.
Greasy
a
on
few times.
line 1. Greasy on line 1. 3rd and 1 here for West Virginia.
Hopefully he's calling a game along with us. So.
They'll go with a couple of tight ends here, and Letty Brown is now the offset back. And the give is to Brown, and he's got the muscle to pick up that first down yardage.
Nice job up front. Get that push, get that confidence. Anytime you're a head coach and you get in those short yardage situations, you want to trust your offensive line. And even though it hasn't been the best year for them, you give them that early spurt. And it happened last week versus Kansas State. And, early on right now, they're getting some nice runs, some push up front by a very young, talented Oklahoma State line.
Dagey has a man, Sean Ryan. First down Mountaineers as they hustle into Oklahoma State territory. That's 17 more yards.
Nice job inside routes, a little post stick. The ball's on him now. It's a really good job too. Letty Brown picked up a corner blitz on the outside to give Dagey the time he needed to make that pass.
That'll take care of the first quarter of play. 7-0 Oklahoma State, but the Mountaineers are on the move.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by Duluth Trading Company. Tough, ingenious workwear designed and tested by tradesmen.
Good start for Dagey's 8 for 8 to 6 different receivers. And as we start the second quarter, West Virginia on the move, down inside the 40-yard line. And down to touchdown. Nice cut by Brown, their leading rusher. Tumbles down inside the 25 and a first down run, 14 yards.
Yeah, nice job up front by this offensive line. They made that move with Barron, number 76 is center, and he creates the block up front to get Brown the big run. Nice job by West Virginia.
We'll go right back to Letty. Keeps those legs churning. And down inside the 15. So West Virginia arrives inside the red zone here in a run of 8.
I'm amazed right now. Anthony, we were here 2 weeks ago, and this offensive line couldn't push Texas Tech around for nothing. Doing a good job of that.
Coach talked about man-on-man blocks. Get on your guy, drive him off the football, and get to the second level. Right now, doing a nice job up front versus a young defensive line of Oklahoma State.
Dagey looking to the end zone. Incomplete. It was underthrown, intended for Campbell. Jared Bernard had the coverage. It's third down and short.
Yeah, Bernard's covering here. He doesn't get his head back till late. Little handsy here as the ball's underthrown, but he looks like he's okay. George Campbell tries to make a turn and come back, but number 24, Bernard, does not run into him. I think it's a good no call by the referee.
And it's the first incompletion for Dagey today.
George Campbell, best 6'4". If you try to make that throw, keep it high to him, get it to the corner, give him a chance to go jump up for the ball.
West Virginia will take a timeout here on 3rd 2 when we come back. Well, this season, for every field goal extra point made by participating universities, Allstate will make a contribution to the university's general scholarship fund. Thank you, Allstate. Milan Pushkar Stadium here, Mountaineer Field at West Virginia. Oklahoma State with a touchdown in the first quarter and a 7-0 lead. And now the Mountaineers facing a 3rd and 2, looking to extend the drive. They will run it right up the gut, Letty Brown, and he's got again.
Nice job offensively. They do their little come out of the huddle, get lined up quick off the official's whistle. And again, growing confidence up front with this offensive line. This is great by Neil Brown, showing that early on.
And that's important, getting that quick snap, because Oklahoma State's defense, they like to give a lot of looks and shift their linebackers around. You get up the line, snap the ball, and it negates that.
First and 10, more on the ground. Brown hit in the backfield, probably lost a yard. Brock Martin leading the surge with Harvell Peel. Just been a very opportunistic defense the last month or so. 10 turnovers forced in their last 3 games.
And he's been a big reason for this, Harvell Peel, Beth. 4 interceptions the last 2 games. He's got 5 on the season. And you saw him, he's not just the guy that's around the football. He's got a nose for making contact and coming in the box as well.
10th play of this drive for West Virginia. They started back on their own 34. Dagey, blitz coming, the throw across the middle, caught down to the goal line. Sam James just shy. The officials coming together inside the 1-yard line, and now they're going to talk about it.
He gets twisted over the defender. His butt hits, his backside hits, but Beth, I think the ball's over the white line, or at least touching the white line.
Anthony, I think you're right. I think he's going to do a nice job of keeping his knees off the ground there.
The problem is that his ankle shin area hit the ground on his back foot, be his left foot. That'll be an angle to check out. I didn't have my eyes there initially, but I did see. Let's watch the back leg here. Ankle. Oh, man, it's close. I don't know. That may be too close to call, Beth. You could have went either way if his ankle touches the ground there, being that the shoe and sock are the same color. I mean, if it's a coin flip, it's not indisputable. Is it to me? I don't know.
Well, and the key here is I don't think they would have overturned it had they initially called it a touchdown, and probably the same here.
No doubt.
The initial call is just short.
And Sam James is their top wide receiver. He's got 59 catches coming in here, over 627 yards. Had a huge day against the loss against Texas Tech a little later last week. But he's had some drops, some ups and downs as a freshman, but he clearly is the best, most athletic receiver. The future is bright for this young man trying to punch it in again.
Out of Richmond Hill, Georgia, who had the West Virginia freshman record, 14 catches against Texas Tech for over 200 yards.
I knew my record wasn't going to stand that long, Beth. You know. Again, this is Harris. I think this one, to me, is going to be a touchdown. I think that ankle area is not completely visually enough to make that decision, but we'll find out. It's a great effort either way.
The ruling once again is the ball carrier down at the 1-yard line. And just to clarify, Sam's record was 14 catches. I think you're confusing your 14 yards you had in one game as a freshman.
The ruling on the field stands. It's first down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, heck, here you go, Beth. That you're on just inside the 1. Your offensive line's getting pushed. It's a first down. I don't see anything more than runs here. Trying to get this confidence, continue to build up front. Let's see if this West Virginia line can push off and get some guys in the back. Oklahoma State in front.
It's Letty Brown in the backfield with Dagey. Keeper for Jarrett. And here come the officials running in from either sideline, and they will still have him marked short. 2nd and goal. Good push in the middle. And then Ogbongbemiga made the play coming in over the top.
It's basically 6 inches.
Same play. Again, Ogbongbemiga coming over the top to make the play on the quarterback. And still short. 3rd down.
Those defensive linemen are doing a great job, Beth, at getting low right on the snap.
Yeah, they're shooting the legs out of the offensive lineman, and that's giving the launch point for Ogbongbemiga to get over that line and make that hit. Again, 6 inches away.
That's Antoine and Murray, the 2 guys right in the middle.
What he needs to do is extend the football. Now you're close enough where if you can just extend it, even if they knock it out, if it crosses the line to gain, it's a touchdown.
And now we'll work out of the gun instead of under center, and we've got flags.
Flags on the play.
Neil Brown's claiming he was trying to get a timeout in.
A false start by number 57 of the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty and still 3rd down.
That'll be on Michael Brown, the left guard.
They did a little offensive lineman shift to get into an unbalanced left.
So now the ball will be spotted out across the 5. And a 3rd down.
So earlier they tried to hit a high point ball to George Campbell. He is not in the game right now at wide receiver. See what Neil Brown dials up.
More speed out there defensively for the Cowboys on their substitutions. Dagey against a 3-man rush hit as he releases, and it's 4th down. What a job by the Cowboys defense, in particular the middle of that front line, and then Ogbongbemiga with a couple of big plays.
Yeah, Trace Ford right here, 94 on the edge. Watch him get his arm up and just scrape the elbow of Dagey. That's a heck of a job. That's the true freshman on the edge. They love this kid. They can't speak enough about his play, and he has been a riser for this defensive line for Oklahoma State.
A 13-play drive stalls, and they will have to settle for the 3. A 22-yarder is good.
Heck of a job by the front 7. This is what started it right here. Good tackle in space to hold back the touchdown. Oklahoma State is able to hold and only get a field goal.
How about a trip down memory lane with Anthony Becht, known to many in these parts, including beloved coach Don Neal and his pony, and what a career it was.
Some would say legend. They throw all kinds of terms out there.
How about you or Don?
You see the speed, the vertical jump, the ability. Look at the excitement.
Oh, yeah, cover boy.
Look at the guns. I mean, look, it was supposed to be GQ. They canceled. The Mountaineer Illustrated came through, and I said, why not? So we did the photo shoot there. That was a couple pounds ago as well. Good times. It was a memory lane. It's always great to come back, see fans, see some of the coaches and old coaches have breakfast with Don Nealon.
Yeah.
Yesterday morning, we talked for 2 hours. Pretty fun time, Beth, but impressive.
Thank God they kicked it, Beth. I was going to throw up down here.
Wait. Your mics were off. What was that right?
GQ, guns out quarterly. Let's get out of here. Kevin's got an update for us.
Indeed, Beth, just in the nick of time. Hey, Minnesota clinches the Big Ten West with a win and a Wisconsin loss to Purdue today. They're off to a great start at Northwestern. Tanner Morgan to Rashad Bateman's 2nd time today. Morgan now tied for the single-season school record. And then check this out. Justin Fields on the QB keeper. Buckeyes already leading 7-0, but he fumbles at the goal line. It's ruled a touchback. Third red zone turnover for the Buckeyes. That's the most of the Big Ten. 7-0. They lead Penn State. Beth?
Wow. Penn State sticking around, and Minnesota, that magical season continues. A showdown looming with Wisconsin for the Big Ten West and a spot in the championship game.
I thought the guys out west, 18-point favorite heading into that game against Penn State. I mean, look, I know Ohio State been dominant, but that's always a great game. And, you know, Penn State desperately needs to, if they're going to try to shake things up, this would be the day to do it.
Of course, the Buckeyes clinch the Big Ten East if they win that one. Got a lot of clinching scenarios, including here in the Big 12, where the championship game could be set by the end of the day as Hubbard is hit by Sean Mahone. If both Oklahoma and Baylor are winners today, that is your Big 12 championship game.
It's a nice job getting into your gaps and being in your zone and wrapping up and tackling. It's huge. You're going against a guy like Chuba Hubbard. And we got some issues now with some substitutions. West Virginia actually got a break because Oklahoma State went and got a secondary play.
On 3rd and 8, Drew Brown looking for Dylan Stoner, who makes a terrific catch, but he's 1.5 yards short.
That was really excellent coverage by the senior Bailey on the outside. Look at the extension. Does he have control before his body hits the yellow? Either way, it's going to be short, Beth, for 4th down.
They have forced a couple of punts. They have held Chuba Hubbard to just 17 yards on 7 carries so far in this first half. Their defense just came up with a big stand a moment ago to keep West Virginia out of the end zone. But now the Mountaineers coming right back to force the punt. And it has not been the best of days so far for Tom Hutton. That's his second misfire of the day. And the Mountaineers will have it when we come back. Hey, this season Taco Bell is celebrating student sections and passionate fans like these all across the country by awarding the Live Más Student Section of the Year. Go to ESPN.com/Taco Bell to see how your school can compete or get on the committee's radar by using hashtag Live Más Student Section Contest. Just a 37-yard punt. And so West Virginia has it at their own 30, down 7-3, 8:48 to go here in the first half. Beth Mullins, Anthony Beck, Rocky Boyman with you. Dagey looking deep, has a man caught by St. James down to the 30-yard line of Oklahoma State. And a flag down back at the line of scrimmage.
They had about 5 or 6 seconds to throw this ball back.
Holding by
Usually,
number 84 of the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty, and it's still first down.
That's on Giovanni Haskins. He's in max protection here, right on the outside. And again, max protection by the tight end. He squeezes down. You know what? That's close. I mean, they both fell down. I don't know if he got pulled down. I think because the fact that Haskins fell along with the defender, it may have looked worse than it was, but.
And it negates a 43-yard pass play.
Brutal.
And sets him back 10 yards to the 20. So a net loss of 53, first down.
Mass shift, we saw a lot of this last week.
A couple of receivers coming to the near side. Dagey has all day again. And finds a man to the 50. Jennings for 31 yards.
Well, one thing West Virginia was worried about was Oklahoma State running deep crosses. Well, guess what? They're taking plays out of their playbook, and they're running to deep cross. Watch them come all the way across the field, and you need time to throw this to get it into the vision of the quarterback. Nice job setting the step, and there's nobody home to make this play. Heck of a job by receiver and quarterback on the pass and the catch.
That's their longest play of the day as Diggy has hooked up with 7 different receivers. He's 10 for 12, 122 yards. And a first down here at midfield. Dagey drops it off for Letty Brown, makes a man miss, and picks up 9 yards.
One thing about Dagey I like is when he decides to get it to that person, he's on it. He's not wasting time. There's no forced motions anywhere on the field. He has a very good plan in his progressions, and he's accurate with the football.
Try and run for the short yardage. They won't get it. Tuihalamaka. And it's going to be 3rd down and 1.
And again, have trust in your backs. I think when they were down on the goal line situation, the quarterback sneak is always a popular play when you get within 6 inches. But right now, good push. The backs got that little more force coming from the backfield. See if they decide to run the ball with Brown.
James in motion. They will run it up middle. Brown's got another 3rd down conversion. And they'll move the chains.
It's amazing what balance can do for your offense. All year West Virginia not been able to run the ball, so the defense knows the pass is coming today. They're running it great, and then the swing passes, the down the field crossing routes looking good.
14 runs, 13 passes for West Virginia. And good ball control. They've held Oklahoma State to just 17 plays here in the first half. And contain Chuba Hubbard. Brown tries to cut it back down inside the 35. What you got for us, Kevin?
Well, Beth, as you know, no Tua for Alabama the rest of the way. The gruesome hip injury. Mac Jones starting. The Crimson Tide are eviscerating Western Carolina. Brian Robinson Jr. touchdown run. Tide have forced 3 turnovers. Najee Harris just took another one in. 31-0.
Are we surprised there, Beth?
Not in the least. No. Getting
No
ready for
disrespect,
Auburn next week in the Iron Bowl. And still hoping they've got an outside chance to get into the playoff. They're going to need some help. Dagey looking for his roommate. He's got him. George Campbell, touchdown.
Pays off to be roommates. I'm telling you, it's a heck of a job. What a connection. And that's what West Virginia needed, a finishing drive.
West Virginia grabs the lead.
Excellent job picking up the blitz, giving Dagey the time, and this is a great throw. Way to track the ball, George Campbell. Watch this, folks. Watch his eyes. Almost a complete turn back to the right. This kid's 6'4". Dagey's happy. The fans love him. West Virginia, touchdown.
Outstanding first half for Jarrett Dagey. 3 for 3 on that last drive, including the 34-yard touchdown pass to his buddy George Campbell. Grew up around the game. He's a coach's kid. His older brother, a star quarterback at Texas Tech. Jarrett grew up in Lubbock and always wanted to be a part of Power 5 and Big 12 football, and he's getting his chance now as the Mountaineers' new starting quarterback. And the return for Braden Johnson, shy of the 20. What do we got coming up at halftime, Kevin?
You've got a debate between Coach Mora and Acho that you do not want to miss about the college football playoff coming up on the Army National Guard halftime report. We'll also check in on Penn State, Ohio State, and the return of Chase Young. We'll show you the impact that he's having. And again, we'll check in on Alabama, no problem with Western Carolina. All coming up when you join us at the half. Beth?
And to go back to Dagey, they're playing with house money, Beth. He's getting the red shirt. It's free games for this kid, and he'll be back with nothing burned.
That is a plan right now. Plan for Oklahoma State is to unleash a little Chuba Hubbard, who has been held in check, just 17 yards on the ground before that carry. And the leading rusher in FBS, averaging 173 per game.
I mean, again, he's so smooth. Nice job by him getting around the edge.
Picked up 13 there. Got knocked out at the 33-yard line.
It is rare you see in college football running back just outrun guys around the edge like grade school.
Drew Brown, the first-time starter today, links up with Landon Wolf, and a first down out near midfield. Drew's only misfired on one pass so far in the first half. Their issue is not a whole lot of plays to run.
Yeah, they need snaps.
Yeah.
You know, converting third downs, getting first downs. This is what they've known to do. Brown off to a good start.
Hubbard looking for a seam, can't find one. Chuba comes in today, over 100 yards rushing in 8 straight games. 12 consecutive games for Chuba with a touchdown dating back to last season.
And you know how Chuba works. He'll pound you, and then he breaks off explosive runs. I think he has over 10 plays of 40 yards rushing this season, which is earth-shattering over the history of running backs. So he's got the explosive big play ability. West Virginia has to keep playing, keep tackling, and wrap it up and swarming this back.
Hubbard again. Good second effort to get down to about the 45-yard line. Gets 6 more there. And it's 3rd down and 4.
Well, his favorite target, Dylan Stoner, number 17. Remember, Tyler Wallace, their number 1 receiver, is out for his ACL. The number 17 at the top of the screen is his number 1 guy, especially in 3rd downs.
Brown looking left, now will throw it right. Woods, the tight end, puts his head down and looks like the spot is good for Oklahoma State, first down.
Not even going to measure that one. Woods, 6'7", 265. I mean, I would say he could probably run over a player or two when he catches the ball leaning forward, but that's a big conversion Oklahoma State needed to keep this driving going.
9 completions in a row. Brown is now 9 of 10
Ruling
for
on the field was
92
the
yards.
first down. The play is under further review.
Tell you what, it looked like the ball in his hand was back before the line.
We'll take another look at it too when we return in a moment. We've already seen Oklahoma State have a first down play reversed on review and had to punt the ball. The call here is first down yardage for Jelani Woods. The right foot steps out of bounds short, but of course it's where the football is. And Anthony, do they have enough to overturn this again?
Too many bodies there to see where the football is. Not visually there for you to at least say that he was short. Everything's covered up from all the angles, and I gotta imagine 99% this will stand.
West Virginia with a 10-7 lead. After Oklahoma State scored quickly with their new quarterback today, Drew Brown, Spencer Sanders, their redshirt freshman who was setting all kinds of school freshman passing records, had thumb surgery this week. He's out. So they turned to Drew Brown, the transfer from Hawaii.
After further review, the runner stepped out of bounds with the ball at the 42.5-yard line. It's 4th down. Please set the game clock to 3 minutes. 3-0-0.
Tell me where you see the ball in that moment. You can't. You just don't know if he's holding the ball back towards his body, in front of his body. Hey, listen, benefit West Virginia. I just think it's an impossible call to show there. Now you'll have 4th down. And
It's got to be Chuba time here, right?
yeah, there's no question.
4th
You
down
gotta
in
go for
inches.
this. Again, is there another angle? Well, you know, it's not clear to me, but it's clear to somebody.
Hubbard gets it, and he's got the first down.
Just kind of skirts around. Good push. Nice job by the right guard, number 73. Excuse me, the right tackle, Jenkins, getting a double team block and Offensive line gets the push they need up front.
Hubbard back to Drew Brown, and then traveling down he goes. Shea Campbell wrapped him up.
This was so I thought this was going to be a big play, and thank goodness number 34 Campbell comes scraping around the edge, and to get and disrupt Brown. Watch him come around here, and again this takes a little bit of time. Two defenders there. It's an excellent job by both 34 and 35. Josh Chandler, who's been nicked up a lot this season, but he is their top linebacker for West Virginia.
And they got lucky because there was a free running wide receiver for Oklahoma State down the field.
That's all I saw, Rock, number 17.
The lineman gets pushed back into the quarterback again and able to extend the play, and completion down inside the 45 to Landon Wolf. And a gain 4. But it'll be 3rd and 14.
It's pretty close on the sidelines there too, catching that football, staying in by Wolf.
Brown steps to the side, fires downfield, first down catch inside the 20. It's Dylan Stoner, and a flag down at the line of scrimmage. 24-yard pickup as it stands.
Holding by number 75 of the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty, and it's still 3rd down.
Yeah, he's going to hold Breeze on you because he makes a nice move on the inside.
Calling him for locking up his arm there, is that?
He grabbed him early, met from the inside move, and kind of pulled him down.
And that is the first penalty of the day against the Cowboys, and it sets them back. They're looking at a 3rd and 24 when we return. (10-7) West Virginia with the lead over Oklahoma State. We've got a minute and a half to go in the half. And Oklahoma State trying to grab some late points, but the costly penalty. Instead of down at the West Virginia 20, they are back on the wrong side of midfield, looking at a 3rd and 24. Against the 4-man rush, Brown buying time, and then will chuck it out of bounds. And it's 4th down.
Great job. This is a coverage, excellent coverage by West Virginia. Watch all these players covering up their guys. Linebackers dropping in zones. There's nowhere for Drew Brown to go. No one's open. He's rolling to the right. He gets his eyes off the left side. You see that inside receiver coming in. But by that time, the pressure's coming, and he has to throw the ball away. West Virginia step up their defense, getting Oklahoma State off the field.
Tom Hutton on to punt. And this will bounce inside the 20 and pop up there with 1:13 left for West Virginia. Kick off your Week 12 NFL Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern with the Countdown crew. Randy Moss will, of course, rank college football's best catches, all access with Dak Prescott, and an interview with MVP contender Russell Wilson. That's all coming up on Sunday Countdown. And the day of Jarrett Dagey so far, a very good one. 12 of 14, AB, 165 yards.
Accurate, excellent through his progressions. He has a plan. He doesn't look like he just stepped into a starting role and trying to figure out the offense. He's clearly been doing his homework since he's been waiting for his chance to play the position.
On the front, Kenny McCoy. Yeah, he took over the job last week at the start against Kansas State, replacing Austin Kendall. So he has an opportunity to play out the season. That would give him his 4 games to keep a red shirt. However, Neil Brown would love to think about, do we play or not a bowl game? That would mean they'd have to win their last 2. But the plan right now, as it was at the beginning of the year, was to redshirt Jarrett. Pass broken up by Trey Sterling. That will save Oklahoma State a timeout. And now they might think about using one with a 3rd down coming up here to at least force a punt.
Well, it's a drop pass, but here's the thing. Why not call it after the first down play?
Yeah.
They get a loss of yardage. They could have got themselves. West Virginia was trying to be aggressive. Oklahoma State looks like they're trying to take it in at halftime and regroup.
They're trying to run it, nothing doing. Cameron Murray with the stop. And now Oklahoma State will use that timeout with 29 seconds to go and a 4th down punt from deep in West Virginia territory.
And they could have had 30 extra seconds, Beth, if they would have did that after the first down. And that's a mistake by Coach Gundy. I think he thought that that clock was going to get run out. West Virginia was probably not going to be aggressive, and that's what they decided to do. And it cost them 30 seconds there in this opportunity.
Just underway on another busy day around college football, building towards our ABC primetime game tonight at 7:30. Justin Herbert and the 6th-ranked Oregon Ducks on the road at Arizona State. How do you like their chances in Utah to square off a couple of one-loss teams in that Pac-12 final?
I hope they both can get to that championship game unscathed. Obviously, it's a big game against Herm Edwards and Arizona State, but I think the Pac-12 can really get into the conversation here. If one of those 2 teams, in particular Oregon, can win big in the championship game, Justin Herbert may have a shot for his team to make a push.
They've already clinched the North, awaiting an opponent in the championship game. Here is the 4th down punt. Low end over end, and the fair catch around the 38-yard line, 47-yard punt. So 26 seconds here for Oklahoma State. Keep in mind, they are one of the most explosive teams in the country. 6 straight games with a touchdown of better than 50 yards. 17 total touchdowns this year of 50 or longer. And they've had 7 different guys score those. So what do you do now with your new starting quarterback here, Drew Brown? And a couple of timeouts still.
Showing a couple nice deep balls last week. See if they can take advantage of his arm here.
Setting up the screen for Hubbard, and that was a big play in the first quarter, and not this time. Darius Stills got there, and a loss of 1.
Speed, agility, his presence to sniff this out. When he makes plays, it's a splash. It's a nice job reading this from the backside and making a big tackle. It's the the son of Gary Stills, one of the great Mountaineers that I played with here. And his 2 kids, there's his other son, Dante Stills. They're talking to each other right now. We got to do something to close out this first half.
Here are the Stills brothers. Used to come to the games as youngsters. A little polar bear pride. West Fairmont. They were pretty good basketball players as well. And Janine Floyd, their mom, who's at all the games, their biggest supporter. And there's Dad Gary.
They're 2 great kids, high character, Beth. We met them in a couple meetings. You know, Gary and his wife have done an excellent job raising them. They should be proud because on and off the field, they're outstanding young men.
And this defense has shown up so far the first half, and they'll get the sack. Dante, after big brother Darius made play, he follows suit.
And who's the first guy to jump on his back after the play? Darius. This is outstanding. We just talked about it. You saw it in the huddle. They weren't talking about how to make a big play. He literally destroys the left tackle, Dylan Galloway, drives him back. And some say Dante Stills he's got the potential now to be a big-time NFL guy in a couple of years. Four-star out of high school and had a great finish to the first half.
And this defense is fired up. They have held Oklahoma State in check, one of the top scoring teams in the country. Held to a season-low 7 points and a 10-7 West Virginia lead at the half. A beautiful look at Morgantown, West Virginia, and the Big 12 Conference on ESPN. And if you're a West Virginia fan, you're liking the score right now, a 10-7 lead over Oklahoma State as we get set to start the second half. Beth Mowens, Anthony Beck, Rocky Boyman is with us. Jarrett Dagey looked very good at quarterback, and the defense has been stout today against Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah, Dagey's been really flawless throughout this football game. He's been accurate with the football. He's had a great plan throughout. Oklahoma State really hasn't had an answer for him in the passing game. The other big storyline you talked about was Chuba Hubbard. They got to get him going. Only 39 yards rushing so far in this game. That's who Oklahoma State is. They're 2-1 running the ball. When they do that successfully, they have a chance to win. But West Virginia's defense, Beth, right now is doing a heck of a job.
And they will have a chance to try and set up Chuba a little bit with the first possession here. Coming in, the leading rusher in the country. This was the big play, the screen pass in the first half. And not much else. 11 carries, 39 yards. It's about half of his average in terms of yards per carry. And they will go with a two tight end set here. Hubbard with a nice little chip block to buy some more time for Drew Brown downfield, and coming back to help out his quarterback is Brayton Johnson. And now the field judge coming in from behind the play saying incomplete.
I thought Brown went to the wrong guy. He had number 1, Wolf, wide open early down the middle. All he had to do was float that ball off. It was a double post route.
Number 13 of the defense.
Watch him here as he gets his ball. He's looking to the outside. You see the middle receiver, he's actually running past the defender. And again, you see the ball gets bobbled by number 8, Johnson. Looked like number 1, Wolf, was maybe able to pick it up, but the ball clearly hits the ground. But Wolf, to me, was wide open on this play. Poor read by Brown.
And the penalty was against West Virginia. Hands to the face, Jeffrey Pooler. So first down now out across the 40. Looked like a bunch of movement up front, and there is the flag.
Flag on the play.
Offside, number 46 of the defense with contact. It's a 5-yard penalty, and it's still first down.
So naturally, we praised the defensive effort there at halftime, Anthony, and now back-to-back penalties on this unit. And that will inch Oklahoma State out to the 48-yard line. Drew Brown with the 1 touchdown pass to Jelani Woods. They're scoring in the first half today, and that throw is out of bounds, incomplete. Rocky?
Guys, I was able to catch up with Neil Brown heading into halftime. He was most pleased with the play of his defensive line. He said the second half is critical. They changed their coverages on the back end, but he said this game is going to come down to in the second half, can we sustain drives and keep Oklahoma State's powerful offense on the sideline?
They held to under 30 plays in that first half. Here's Hubbard. Gets out across midfield and close to the first down line to gain. Sean Mahone with the tackle. Leaves him about an inch or two shy.
And the big difference offensively for Oklahoma State is with no Spencer Sanders, that other guy that can run the football. Yeah. You know, that's been such a nice dual combination. Drew Brown is a passer. He is not going to try to run the ball at all. He wants to get the ball down the field, and that really has changed the identity of this team, at least for today, on what they normally do on a down-to-down basis.
Hubbard on 3rd and short, and he's got it.
still waiting for that explosive run by Hubbard. And it can come at any point. He's a guy that normally, if you turn on any film, he's got 1 or 2 a game, and he's patient. He'll wait.
Hubbard, nice sidestep there to wait for the hole, and he'll pick up 9 more behind Marcus Keys.
Kind of the easiest, smoothest 9 yards a back can get. Like, oh, he kind of wiggles a little sidestep, and bam, he's at 9 yards. Like, that's a huge run for a running back. So, again, not a lot of movement, but enough shake to just get it done, move up the field. He's just, which makes him such a tremendous back.
Averages 6.7 yards per carry, best in the country. Brown dumps it off to Hubbard. He's got a blocker in front, and a nice play to come off the block by Tyke Smith. Otherwise, that play would have gone for a lot longer, and Hubbard a little slow to get up.
Look at that hit on his left quad, Beth. That's what he was pointing to.
And he kind of goes down. This is a nice job, open space. He does take a big collision there on the quad. Number 23, Smith.
Well, and a big moment for Oklahoma State. The leading rusher in the country heading to the sideline.
It's a pretty physical play there by Smith, getting off the block of the receiver. Landon Wolfer wasn't able to hold on to that. Just think if he did, Hubbard could have been potentially scoring a touchdown.
Brown on a rollout. Good coverage, though. Shea Campbell stayed with the tight end across the field, and Brown had nowhere to go.
And the coverage has been good. And in the past, when you had a Tylan Wallace and a Dylan Stoner on the field at the same time, there's a lot more options for the quarterback to get the ball out to one of those 2 players. Now, with Tylan Wallace down and Stoner really being the main target, no other receiver has really stepped up the last week or so for Oklahoma State. It's been tough for the passing game.
L.D. Brown will stay in there at tailback with Hubbard sidelined right now. Brown down inside the 20. Campbell in with the tackle.
A little extracurricular activity there. Some finishes right around the whistle. A little chippy. And here comes Hubbard back into the football game.
Into the red zone and 3rd down, and Hubbard returns. Brown running out of time and running out of room. 3rd sack for West Virginia, and this time it's Jeffrey Pooler.
It's a heck of a job by Pooler getting inside and making this play. He's on the left side of your screen. He's going to kind of drop initially, and then he comes back around. Brown was looking for Stoner, but great coverage on the outside. He had to come back. Nobody home for Oklahoma State.
And that pushes Matt Amendola back. This will be a 44-yard attempt. He's 15 of 19 on the season. And he's got it. Oklahoma State able to tie it up at 10 early in the 3rd.
Oklahoma State ties things up here in Morgantown 10-10. And guys, I was able to catch quarterback Drew Brown on the sideline talking to his offensive line. He said, hey, you guys are good. You know, remember he took that 8-yard sack. He said the problem is there's nothing going on downfield. Guys are not getting open, so it's going to be critical moving forward. And I know Dylan Stoner is really their best option right now. Somebody's got to get open for this quarterback.
Stoner with 4 catches, 24 yards through the air right now, just 109. It's been tough sledding against this West Virginia defense so far. Kick is short and playable right. Hit at the 21, and down he goes. And how about Jarrett Dagey with the player spotlight brought to you by ExxonMobil.
Yeah, he's been accurate. He's done a nice job. He really looks comfortable running this offense, Beth. I mean, for a guy that's only had one start under his belt, very mature in the fact that he was prepared. And I think it's the number one thing for head coaches when they start another quarterback is, had they been listening? Had they been taking the notes, the mental reps? I remember watching practice 2 weeks ago, and he was behind Austin Kendall, going through all the motions that Austin Kendall was going through, but yet not taking the reps. So those things help the quarterbacks become successful, and he was ready to go in this football game so far.
Story for West Virginia. They have to win their last two to become bowl eligible. And this is T.J. Simmons, missed out on the last couple of games. And they got him on a little bit of a pitch count, maybe 20, 25 snaps as he comes to the sideline, trying to return from a foot injury. And the body language there was not great.
It's the hardest injury, too, for a wide receiver. Think about the cuts and the burst and the push. I mean, that's basically what he does every single snap.
2nd 4, right down the middle, incomplete. He had Campbell behind the defender, and Malcolm Rodriguez teed off on the quarterback.
Yeah, this is a huge shot here. See the blitz on the inside. Again, he had a receiver open down the middle, and nice job right here coming in. And this is a clean shot. The center's just late. He's not able to get back. You got to have a better feel for that in protection. This is a heck of a job drawing this up by defensive coordinator Jim Knowles, getting Rodriguez through the middle and really surprising the center on that blitz.
I felt that one over here.
Their leading tackler, the junior out of Wagner, Oklahoma, with the big play. And now sending it short to McCoy out of the backfield.
And think about it. If you're trying to disrupt the quarterback, you got to hit him. And I think right now that might be something moving forward Oklahoma State's defense may try to do. Dagey walking off the field, I know that was not comfortable. Anytime you get hit in the chops, Beth, it's the worst spot to get hit, especially when you lean right into it after a throw.
Malcolm Rodriguez, remember, guys, he was a safety last year, was converted to linebacker. Calvin Bundage has not played at all this year. And, man, he has really developed in that role.
Stoner with the return, and Oklahoma State will have it after the 3-yard return, a 47-yard punt. Well, there is an empty spot on the camera platform in the end zone, and empty places left in the hearts of many West Virginia faithful. Longtime West Virginia fan and Mountaineer supporter and camera operator Murph Tinsley passed away a couple of weeks ago in a hospital room overlooking Mountaineer Field. Murph was 62 years old, videographer, historian, friend, Mountaineer. Jarrett Dagey on the phone upstairs took a hard hit on that last possession from Malcolm Rodriguez. But now Oklahoma State and the offense out there, they go with a couple of running backs in this set. And this is Chuba Hubbard. 15th carry, just barely over 50 yards today for Chuba. The Mountaineer defense has been terrific.
I think they're much better between the tackles today. Doesn't seem like they're getting the blocking or the open spaces on the edge and the perimeter running the football. He's made some really nice little cuts to get them 9-8 yard gains up in between the tackle. Let's see more of those runs for Oklahoma State in those situations.
Drop it off to Hubbard. Beats the first guy, gets by the second and out across the 35, and he's got a first down. He's been better on the screens today.
He's just one-on-one out there.
Yeah.
He's making people miss in space. I mean, this is what he does. I mean, not even close on the tackle here. Watch this. Stick your foot, go. No big deal, smooth. And again, you better wrap up. You see number 46 Donahue, a defensive lineman, having to chase him down and make that play on the inside.
72 yards receiving now for Chuba. Play action, and that pass was knocked down and ruled incomplete. Intent for Stoner. Jeffrey Pooler got a hand on it.
Good job right there. You see the right hand, Paul. Fuller with the big sack earlier, and now he gets that knockdown. 2nd and 10. Those are advantageous situations this defense needs to be in. Puts it more in the hands of the quarterback than maybe giving the ball to Hubbard.
Again, Hubbard, they'll set him up for the screen, get some blocks, and Chuba goes to another first down. Let's check in with the studio.
Jones got the start for Alabama. Obviously no more Tua this season, but that doesn't mean there's no more Tunga Vailoa. That's Talia, Tua's bro in the game. 3rd quarter and hooking up with Devontae Smith. The Tide have forced 5 turnovers. They lead Western Carolina 52-0.
Thanks, Kevin. The Tide is going to work, getting deep down the depth chart today. And they're tuned up for Auburn next week in the Iron Bowl. 3rd and 1. Hubbard with the cutback, and he's going to be short. Did not get there. 4th down.
And we remember on last 4th down in their own territory in the 40, they were hesitant to go for it and take that chance. And now, same situation, closer to the 50. Coach Gundy wants no part of it right now. He's going to bring out his punt team.
Sinfield will be the deep man back at his own 10-yard line. It's the 4th punt of the day for Tom Hutton, the 29-year-old freshman from Australia. Sinfield will drop in front of him down at the 15-yard line. A 39-yard punt, no return. We've got a 10-10 ball game midway through the 3rd. Oklahoma State and West Virginia tied at 10, 6:43 to go here in the 3rd. And the latest college football playoff rankings, LSU has Arkansas coming up tonight. Ohio State beating Penn State. Clemson has the weekend off, and Georgia, Texas A&M coming up at 3:30. Our playoff rankings brought to you by Capital One. Oregon playing in prime time tonight. Jarrett Dagey launches one. He's got Campbell at midfield. And another big play for the Mountaineers.
There's a connection right now between these two players. A little bit of a wheel route on the outside. He just waits for it. Hey, how about the protection up front? I mean, literally keeping it clean, especially after the big hit that he took in that last series.
They hooked up for the 34-yard touchdown earlier. That one good for 39 yards across midfield. Trying to run it. And a good push by Amen to make the tackle. Let's check in with studio.
Hey, Beth, Harvard-Yale, the game currently going on in New Haven, Connecticut, is a delay over on ESPNU. There are protesters on the field attempting to bring more attention to climate change. Lots of protesters on the field inside the Yale Bowl. Harvard leading a very consequential game in the Ivy League standings, 15-3. We'll keep you updated.
Thank you very much. Interesting stuff from the Ivy League right now. Another deep ball. Dagey puts it out there off the fingertips of Sam James. Rodarius Williams with the coverage, and James comes out hurt on the play.
Yeah, tight coverage by Williams on the outside. Fans want it. Pass interference. One thing here, Williams is he's looking at the football. He's tracking it along with the receiver. May have got his left hand on the shoulder pad, but I don't think there's anything there that would have called for pass interference. Just tight coverage right there, and James obviously gets landed on right on top by Williams.
Yeah, I'm standing right here, guys. I can't tell what the injury is, but he's in some serious pain.
Athletic trainers are out there. We will take a break.
NFL Primetime is back. Primetime's available Sunday through Wednesday only on ESPN+.
we got some Buffalo Bills fans here in the house today.
Old school Marshawn Lynch jersey.
And some Josh Allen. Chilly day here in Morgantown. West Virginia fresh off of their win over a ranked opponent last week. K-State trying to go back-to-back. And across the middle to T.J. Simmons. And for Oklahoma State, they're trying to keep the momentum going. They come in winners of 3 in a row. Are already bowl eligible, but are looking for a better one.
T.J. Simmons, what a tough player. Excellent job running that dig route on the inside. Watch the hands, like glue. Tight quarters, tight coverage. Defender was right on him right there. McAllister, but he's still able to pull it down. Just a nice placed ball for only the receiver to make that play.
Diggy, they'll set up the receiver screen. At this point, Anthony, they're trying to get George Campbell the ball as much as they can.
He's got tremendous speed. I mean, look, 6'4", 185. I mean, he's a long, speedy receiver. He's got really good hands. He's been on it so far in this game. Again, last week, 2 touchdown catches, 1 today. He had over 90 yards receiving last week as well, and he's already hit that mark right now. Both of these guys definitely on the same page. The 2 roommates here at West Virginia.
On the 2nd and 1. Diggy under duress, and down he goes. Sacked by Devin Harper. Back out across the 30 in the 2nd of the day for the Cowboys.
And this isn't a designed rush. You know, Harper's just kind of reading the backfield and sees a pass. He works his way through a block and gets himself a big sack. That's huge, knocking him back now to a 3rd and long. Oklahoma State, as many times as they've given up big plays, they've always kind of come back and made one of their own and made it hard, at least in the second half here for West Virginia now. See if Dakey can come up with some magic here on a pass.
And remember that big goal line stand that they had earlier in ball game to hold West Virginia to a field goal. Out of the backfield, a lot of room for Brown, diving down to the 10-yard line. Takes it 21 yards.
Number 33, freeze it right here. 33 gets lost in the trash, and guess what? Nobody home to get the back, and even surprised Brown. He's got some room to run after the catch, and that's a huge play in space by Brown.
And guys, this is exactly what Neil Brown talked about at halftime, sustaining drives, keeping Oklahoma State's offense on the sideline. If they can get points here, man, what a drive.
Nowhere to go there for Brown, but to your point, Rocky, they've already converted a 3rd and 8 as well as a 3rd and 11 on this drive.
Another good job by Rodriguez here, finding the open gap and getting that TFL behind the line of scrimmage. He's made a couple big plays here. We need to make some more in the red zone. The biggest thing so far for the red zone for West Virginia is finish. They haven't been able to get in scoring range to score touchdowns when they get past the 20.
Diggy thought about the end zone and now will be sacked again. That's the 3rd of the day. Louis Alamaka got in there and a loss of 5.
Yeah, it's really good push up the middle, and that's where you want to affect the quarterback. You know, your inside players getting the push and forcing the quarterback not to step up. Great coverage on the back end for Oklahoma State, forcing another 3rd down.
Yeah, it was Kennedy McCoy. He wanted him on the wheel route out of the backfield, but Malcolm Rodriguez, great man-to-man coverage.
On 3rd and 20, they'll go short. And out at the 12-yard line, Isaiah Estelle, and it's 4th down. And a kicking unit will come on. Another big stop here for the Oklahoma State defense.
They're doing the job, Beth. I mean, they're keeping this game close. They're waiting for this offense now, who's scored well over 30 points the last several weeks, trying to get them sparked. Can Drew Brown come back and bounce back and get him going?
29-yard attempt for Staley. He's got it. 2 for 3 on the day, and that will put the Mountaineers back on top in this final minute of the third quarter. Final minute of third quarter here in West Virginia, and the Mountaineers another field goal to take the lead back 13-10 over number 21 Oklahoma State. Harper and Wolf will be the two deep men here. Out across the 20-yard line, that's Harper, and let's check in with the studio.
Beth, Ohio State was dominating Penn State. It was 21-0. Then Journey Brown scored a touchdown to make it 21-7. And then this happened. J.K. Dobbins, just his second fumble of the year. Lamont Wade recovered. And then this happened. Will Levis in for the injured. Sean Clifford takes it in from a couple of yards out. It is now 21-14 midway through the third. The Big Ten East essentially on the line.
It's being shown right now by the Nittany Lions trying to come back from the 21-point deficit. That would send some shockwaves through college football. One of the remaining unbeatens there, Ohio State. Along with LSU and Clemson sitting pretty right now in the playoff race. Oklahoma State, if you go to ESPN.com and check out the bowl projections, the Texas Bowl or the Camping World Bowl, what some of the ESPN folks have talked about as Hubbard gets the carry. Mark Schleybaugh says Camping World Bowl against Notre Dame, as a matter of fact. One of those in play. Oklahoma State will head to the fourth quarter trailing on the road. 13-10, Mountaineers with the fourth quarter coming up.
I wanna introduce you to my kinfolks, to my old friends, to the house in the pines where the road ends. Take you to my hometown.
Senior day here in West Virginia, and the Mountaineers trying to make it memorable. They are leading number 21 Oklahoma State 13-10, looking for their second consecutive win over a ranked opponent. And what did Drew Brown and this offense have in store here in the fourth quarter? Coming in averaging 36 points per game with the top running back in the country, but now with the switch to Drew Brown at quarterback, the Spencer Sanders injury. And they're struggling in the passing game right now.
And that's what they need, somebody else that's not named Stoner or Hubbard to make a play. And Johnson gets big first down catch. Some of these other guys have to step up and fill the void of some missing stars.
Brown off the pump, incomplete.
Guys, the thing I've been seeing all day is just the wide receivers for Oklahoma State have not been able to get open. West Virginia's defensive backs doing a great job. And I think, and Anthony, you mentioned earlier, normally in that situation, Spencer Sanders, the quarterback, would take off and gain yards with his legs, but that's not what Drew Brown does.
And last week, the things that were successful in the passing game for Oklahoma State were crossing routes, deep over routes. They called them cross-country routes. That's what West Virginia's been working on. We haven't seen any of that in this football game.
Stoner tripped up out across the 45 for a first down by Keith Washington and a gain of 12.
Nice job by Stoner here. So he's been a slot guy, but being moved to the outside with Tylan Wallace down. He's got tremendous speed. He's a mix-up receiver, can play anywhere on this offense, and really is an accountable guy that makes the catch pretty much every time the ball's in his area.
Lunging grab there for Stoner, who's got 4 touchdown catches in his last 2 games. 2 of them over 50 yards.
And he's breathing pretty hard right now. He's getting a lot of work. You go wide receiver screen, then to this play, get up, you hit the ground. Incredibly good shape to play tonight, making these big plays.
5 catches, 150 yards, and 2 scores last week. Career highs for him against Kansas. And back to Hubbard up the middle. And he's got the first down.
And why do I see Dylan Stoner in a Patriots uniform in the future, right? Just a guy, there's a guy that just gets open and catches everything.
They've had some good receivers to the league over the years. Back to the sky, and this time it's Braden Johnson. Toes that sideline, about a yard short, and a gain of 9.
It's a nice route, even better throw. And you're starting to see a little bit of confidence now from Drew Brown making some of these passes, and I think just getting him into a flow is going to help him. So far early on this series, it is.
Back to Johnson, and a first down to the 26-yard line.
You got to watch. They're going to hit you with a draw or something delayed. Chuba's going to get a chance here. Defense has to be in place. Oklahoma State making these plays down the field.
Brown will keep down to the 20.
Not known for being a running quarterback, but you do have to keep the defense honest, Beth. At quarterback position, being that, Spencer Sanders would be a guy that would pull that often. So, showing that, keeping the edge on their heels of it will help the running back in those situations.
Solid drive here for the Cowboys, and it's back to Chuba Hubbard down to the 10 on his 20th carry of the day.
I feel like every other back, watch this, when the linebacker's right there to get him, like everybody else would go down there. He just seems to just get through things. And when you feel like he's going to get knocked down or tripped up or tackled, he slips through, spins out of it. He's just smooth as they come, man. He's sweet to watch.
Just his second run of the day of better than 10 yards. Oklahoma State trying to bust through for the lead. Hubbard breaking tackles down to the 2.
You're right there, Rock. What do you think?
He's fun to watch. He really is. I mean, the burst is incredible down here on field level. Just so many times a day, there'll be 1 or 2 West Virginia defenders around him, and he just speeds right by him. It's incredible.
And at the next level, everybody talks about breakaway speed, but once you get through a hole and you have that burst, that's probably a bigger asset than actually being able to run by everybody on those occasions when it happens.
13th play of the drive. Brown to the end zone for Stoner, touchdown.
And look, this is a very contested catch by Bailey on the outside, but Stoner just got to come out of this flat, make your move, and then come flat. It's a nice job, and put the ball out in front. Excellent. I mean, even if you're in the perfect position at a corner, it's such an advantage for the receiver, especially a technically sound one like Stoner running that slant route.
13 plays, 78 yards in 4.5 minutes to grab the lead. And Matt Amendola for the extra. Drew Brown perfect on that drive. He went 5 for 5, Anthony, including finding Stoner.
Well, it's been on Mountaineers, but it looks like Oklahoma State's picking up steam. Big drive. Brown looking sweet on the passes, and Stoner finishing the deal with the touchdown.
Impressive drive for the Cowboys. 13 plays, 78 yards in the score after things had been tough sledding the previous 6 drives, and they have grabbed the lead 17-13 early in his 4th quarter.
How about Brown rocking the old Bosworth earring there? Little dangled cross on the hoop. Throwback.
Little Minshew headband too working there.
Let's zoom in on that. That's throwback.
Winston Wright as the Mountaineers are down. And Wright goes down at the 10. Devin Harper, good coverage. Well, Monday Night Football, it's a good one. The Ravens and the Rams. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN Deportes, and your app coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown at 6. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, winners of 6 straight, heading out to LA. Great glimpse of Morgantown, the basketball arena in the foreground, the football stadium off in the distance, Mountaineer Field this afternoon. Empty set for Jarrett Dagey. Incomplete. Colby Harvell-Peel with the coverage on George Campbell.
Yeah, we talked about Harvell-Peel earlier. This kid's been fantastic, super hot right now. Not only does he have 60 tackles coming in this game, 11 pass breakups, 5 interceptions, 4 in the last 2 games. He's got a knack, man. He's a guy you can't sleep on, and he can do it all in the box as well. We saw him make some tackles on the backs in the backfield. This kid's pretty good for only a sophomore.
Laughlin was the motion man, and the catch by Sam James, who was returned after getting injured earlier in the half. A pickup of 5 there. And it's going to bring up 3rd down.
It's a monster 3rd down here for Oklahoma State. Think about it, Beth. Mountaineers have really dominated the control this game throughout. Now here in late in the 3rd, early in the 4th, things have changed. Oklahoma State tries to get themselves off the field on a quick 3 and out.
Four-man rush, Dagey buying time, and finds a man, Campbell, and that has it knocked loose. Jarrett Bernard punched it out.
Yeah, you know, he's rolling right. Well placed here. Ball hangs up in the air. You know, that's just a heck of a job by Bernard swiping the arm there, and that's really what caused that ball to come out. Big hit right there by Ogbonniga there.
Big stop as the momentum has shifted now for Oklahoma State. Their offense, after an impressive drive, is going to get it right back. Stoner out around the 45-yard line after the 45-yard punt.
ESPN, home of the New Year's Six and the college football playoff.
Well, there's a look at West Virginia's Rockefeller Neuroscience Institute, working with all the athletic teams here to enhance performance. The RNI analyzes biometric data to predict the stress and recovery state for a multitude of the elite athletes here.
Make sure you wear those gloves and footsies coming out of that cryo machine.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard a guy or two coming out of there with some
Antonio
wrinkles.
Brown, right?
Oh, boy.
It's a bad word in this part of town, actually, Rocky.
Oklahoma State's got it back. They scored the last time they had it. And now working with the short field, up 4. Drew Brown will keep it. Brown through the air, 20 for 26, 174 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. He was 5 for 5 on that last drive. His rushing total a little different. He's now at negative 15. Hubbard. Knocked down shy of midfield. It's 3rd down.
And Beth, they're in 12 personnel. That's 1 back, 2 tight ends. They're going to bring one out now. But those are heavy run formations. So if West Virginia is doing their homework, they're keyed on that. Now with this 3rd and long, they bring in an extra receiver.
Brown looking for Hubbard out of the backfield. This is when he's been at his best. The hurdle over a defender and into the West Virginia sideline. And let's see where they mark him out of bounds.
They're already pulling it to say 1st down.
They are moving chains. First down.
Wow. It's a great effort by everybody involved here. The hitters, the back. Fortunately, it was just enough to get over the first down marker.
More of Hubbard patiently waiting to hit the hole. Dives down inside the 40. Dylan Galloway, Logan Carter with a nice push. And Hubbard now 23 carries up to 86 yards. Trying to make it 9 straight of 100 yards or better. Brown finds his man. Stoner on the slant. Down to the 25-yard line. Got in front of Gary Martin and another first down.
That's a pretty good job by Brown. There's 4 defenders kind of boxed in, and there was only one window to get the ball in, and it's a little bit behind Stoner. But we talked about how good his hands are, able to track that football, bring it in. Everybody knows he's getting the ball as a receiver for this football team. He's the lead guy, and he's still able to find open areas.
His 8th catch. Hubbard again shifts those feet, just waits for it, Anthony, and then the burst to get through the line. And another first down run, a gain of 11.
I think he's got, you know, those shoes that have the wheels that pop out of the bottom of them when they're running. He's just kind of going in and out and in and out. Bam, 13 yards later. I mean, he's special now, man. I'll tell you. It's been fun to watch him on film all week, and it's been a challenge now for West Virginia, but they've done a decent job.
Drew Brown, incomplete, looking for the back of the end zone, intended for Stoner. How about a studio update?
Hey, Beth, you're about to witness Ohio State history. Chase Young engulfing Penn State quarterback Will Levis, breaking Vernon Golston's single-season sack record, 15 on the year. The Buckeyes standing tall after giving up 17 unanswered. They're headed to the 4th.
Chase Young returning from that 2-game suspension.
Guys, if you're West Virginia here, do you consider doubling Stoner or make some other wide receiver beat you?
The run is to Hubbard. The nice cutback to get by Mahone. And the spot is just outside the 5, and a run of 8 yards, and that'll get Chuba up over 100 today. Looking down at 3rd and 2. Trying to get there. They will spot him at the 5. That yellow line is the first down line. And Oklahoma State's looking at 4th down.
Yeah, you know, Coach Gundy's been very conservative in this game, Beth, on 4th down. And, you know, he feels like his defense has done a decent job in this game. And again, he's going to go, even though it's probably a yard or less, he's going to take the points here and put them up by 7. Play smart move, Beth. Go up by 7 potentially. Make West Virginia have to score a touchdown.
Matt Amendola hit on his first attempt for 44, this from 22. And it is a touchdown lead now with 6:18 to go for Oklahoma State. Another field goal for Oklahoma State. They put up 10 points in their last 2 possessions to grab the momentum and the lead. 20-13 for Mike Gundy's side. And 6:18 to go for West Virginia, and Jarrett Doege making his 2nd career start, and a huge drive coming up for him and the Mountaineers. Sinkfield and Wright, and for catch by Wright, they'll get it out of the 25. Well, Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus is a must-have for Big 12 fans. It's the exclusive home for the weekly Les Miles All Access show. Plus, you'll get more than 50 men's basketball games and hundreds of other Big 12 action, including women's hoops and the defending national champion Baylor Lady Bears. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Last drive for West Virginia was a 3 and out. And they Daigie, 21 of 28 on the afternoon, 267 yards, and a touchdown pass to George Campbell. Sam James breaks a tackle. The spin to the inside, and James caught from behind at the 39-yard line. He made Harvell Peel miss that time.
He's special now. He's only a redshirt freshman, and you get him the football, he catches it, he can make people miss. Got nicked in earlier in the football game when a DB fell on top of it. He looks really healthy on that play right there.
Daigie finds James again in the wrong direction. And I think is he going to end up actually losing a yard there? He does. He's going to come off again. It looks like that left arm is bothering him again. Sean Ryan will replace him. 5 catches for Sam today. Pressure off the edge. Good block by Letty Brown to buy some time for his quarterback, who finds Ellie Jennings. And a gain of 20.
Ellie Jennings, a true freshman, getting some reps here. Got a few catches last week. It's a nice job. Good route, getting separation, accuracy, putting it only in a place your receiver can catch it out in front, pluck it out of the air. We haven't seen any drop balls by West Virginia really in this football game, and that's been big because they've been maximizing everyone down the field.
A.J. Green, who had the coverage, is the injured Cowboy. And we will take the timeout here.
ESPN celebrating 150 years of college football.
150 years of college football. 100 years of the NFL. Congratulations, by the way, to Barry Sanders, the former Cowboy who was named to the NFL 100 team yesterday, one of the 12 running backs selected. And we've got ourselves a touchdown ball game. Oklahoma State on top, 5 minutes to go. And a 1st and 10, West Virginia in Cowboy territory. The screen pass for George Campbell, who has their 1 TD catch today. And that is his 5th catch. 92 yards at 2nd and 9. Again, the importance for West Virginia, they need to win their last 2. This one and at TCU to become bowl eligible. Oklahoma 7-3 on a 3-game winning streak. Penalty flag inside the 10. Looks like Williams clipped the heels of Sean Ryan. And now Ryan appears to be hurt, holding his wrist.
And they're going to talk about this. You know, did their feet get crossed up? That's going to be the biggest question.
Pass interference by number 8 of the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic 1st down.
Good speed by Ryan, getting past the defender, really causing that interference there. And Williams clips in the back, and Gundy's not happy. He thinks that they just tripped over each other's feet. It's a close call there.
1st and 10 from the 27. Daigie, another receiver screened. James and Tyler Lacey ran right through him.
Yeah, he did. That's a big man.
Especially with the hurt shoulder for James.
Yeah, he definitely tried to cushion that blow there. And that's a good read by Lacey. Feeling that out, turning around, scooting out there, and making that tackle.
Oklahoma State needs to find a way to get some pressure. Haven't been able to do it much all game.
We'll drop back in coverage. Daigie into double coverage for James. And he's got it. It's going to set up a 3rd down and a couple.
Nice grab.
Terrific job with the foot.
What a pluck here. Excellent job by James, who's had some drops through his redshirt freshman campaign, but I'll tell you, he's been clean in this football game for Jarrett Doege.
Inside the red zone, under 3.5 to go. And a timeout, West Virginia.
Little rain starting to come down here, Beth.
We were expecting some showers this afternoon. A couple of timeouts left for West Virginia, 3 for Oklahoma State. Don't forget, coming up primetime tonight on ABC, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. It's Oregon and Arizona State. Who's the coach in charge, AB and Rocky? Who right now is starting the conversation about if we score right now, being West Virginia, do we go for the tie or do we go for 2 to win it?
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, if you're on the road, usually you would try to go for that 2-point conversion. You know, if you have a losing record, season's kind of in doubt, it'd be interesting to see when you're at home and you still have that potential of winning out and getting yourself a bowl game. How confident, how aggressive do you want to be? I would say you tie it if you potentially can, and you go for the overtime if you're West Virginia in this circumstance, because they still do have something to play for, and you are at home. You got to feel good about that.
I would go for the tie, too, just because how well their defense has been playing. But, man, how long can you stop Chuba Hubbard is the question.
Yeah, and there may still be plenty of time on the clock left for Oklahoma State. A lot of ifs. First and foremost for the Mountaineers is they got to punch it in. Looking at a 3rd and 1 right here. They'll run for it with Letty Brown, and he is short.
Antoine, number 95, does a nice job of mitigating himself around and making that hit in the backfield. And 4th and short here, and West Virginia's looking like they're going to go for it. Trying to get personnel in. Almost 10 seconds running down on the clock. Guy's not in the right spot. Do you rush this or do you call timeout? Call timeout.
And once West Virginia ran personnel on, Oklahoma State took its time matching that.
Yep.
Which they have the opportunity to do, and that forced the timeout by West Virginia. Smart play there for OSU and a timeout. Fourth and 1 for West Virginia, and they are down by 7, 2:42 to go. You've only run for 25 yards today. And your quarterback, Jarrett Doege, is 27 for 34 for over 300.
I mean, you got to give it to your back. Get your back to it. It's been better when they've gotten that push up front, so we'll see. Right now, they're in a situation where it looks like Brown would be the guy.
It is Brown, right up the middle. Gonna be close. Trey Sterling was the first defender there.
Looks like the line judges definitely passed the 12-yard line, heading towards the 11, so they may measure it.
Yep, they're going to make sure.
Again, it's not 100% with our technology there, but pretty close.
Chain gang will make its way out. And they got it. First down, Mountaineers.
Rain really coming down right now, guys.
Just started moments ago. Dagey looking for James, incomplete. Rodarius Williams had the coverage. You got a couple of corners, by the way, and Williams and Green, who have been together up there in the starting lineup the last 37 games. Green has come back out after he got nicked up.
Good pressure by Jernigan on that one, number 42. Getting the hit on the quarterback. True freshman beating the left guard. Again, getting those hits on the quarterback is effective as you get into the game.
Setting up the screen, sniffed out by Bamiga. Got to McCoy, who loses a couple of yards, and it's third down.
He's really had a nice game today. Again, in space as a tackler, he rarely misses it when he's on, and again, getting that tackle for a loss is huge. He's been good at that the entire season. 10 and a half coming into the contest as the team's leading tackler.
Under 2 minutes to go, just the one timeout remaining, and a third and long. Here comes the blitz. Dagey gets it away, incomplete. It hit T.J. Simmons in the chest, and Harvell Peel had the cover. Fourth down.
Yeah, if there's one guy you probably don't want to go at on the defense is Harvell Peel, and he times it up perfectly here as Simmons comes inside, and now you have a fourth down where West Virginia's going to have to. Looks like Brown going to take a timeout here. We'll run this clock down. But just a big time play. Their best players on defense, Harvell Peel being one of them, has to step up and make those plays. Him and Eamon, those guys have done a great job in the clutch for this football team.
I'll let that play clock run down and call the timeout just prior to it reaching its destination. 1:43 to go, and no timeouts left now for West Virginia. SportsCenter comes your way from LA tonight after the Washington-Colorado game with Stan and Neal. They'll have all the latest from that Ohio State-Penn State game. Plus Herbie on Oregon and Utah's chances in the playoff. Got Lakers-Grizzlies post-game coverage all coming up SportsCenter after college football. Buckeyes have scored again. They are leading 28-17 now. And the play of the day here for West Virginia.
Yeah, 4th and 12. The guy that's had the game today for this football team. He's long, he's got speed. It's number 15, George Campbell, the roommate of Jarrett Dagey. He's going to be lined up at the top of your screen in the middle of the 3 wide receiver set. See if this defense can hold up here and make a big stop on 4th down.
Blitz coming up the middle. Dagey hit as he releases, incomplete. Bamiga got after the quarterback, and Oklahoma State will take over on downs.
Unbelievable defensive call by Jim Knowles. He brings an all-out blitz against Jarrett Dagey, Rocky. Look, you probably don't see many of these so far. He hasn't seen many at all so far in his 2 starts, and they were able to get the hit on him. Receivers weren't in the area, and he really threw a ball that no one was at. Just an excellent job. Big hit, and there's your guy, number 11. Bamiga with a huge play, hit on the quarterback. He's had a big one for this football team. Their best players have shown up for Oklahoma State.
Cover 0, Anthony. Cover 0 in that situation. No safeties deep, and that was a right call. Wow.
Oklahoma State rising to the challenge on both sides of the football late in the day. They scored the last 10 points, and the big stop for their defense in the red zone. West Virginia is out of timeouts. As the Cowboys close in on their 4th consecutive win, and they will be all smiles heading into Bedlam in Stillwater next week. As West Virginia now staring at an offseason without a bowl game.
Yeah, Coach Brown obviously You know, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Wanted to get that play. Good defensive call. You know, to have the play drawn up perfectly versus cover zero, you really got to be on the same page, and that's a tough one for Jarek Dagey. It's a heck of a job. We hadn't seen that all day, and they went all out on that last one, and Oklahoma State came out on top.
One more snap will do it. And Oklahoma State, hard-fought road win with Drew Brown at quarterback for the injured Spencer Sanders today, and a couple of big stops in the red zone for the Oklahoma State defense this afternoon. Chuba Hubbard hits the 100-yard mark again for the 9th game in a row rushing. And it's Oklahoma State 20-13 over West Virginia.
But, you know, it was a bit of a defensive battle today, Beth. Both teams, obviously West Virginia much improved, and Oklahoma State was able to withstand now 5 straight. I mean, they definitely have something on the Mountaineers, especially coming to Mountaineer Field, and really a good matchup by both defensive units.
Down to the field with Rocky and Coach.
Coach, offense really stalled in the first half, but came out in the second half and really put up some points, did a good job. What was the difference?
Well, I think Chuba really set the standard with, you know, running the football, and we threw to him a lot today. He must have had quite a few yards in receptions, and, you know, that's why he's who he is. You know, he's a guy that deserves to be in New York City. And Drew Brown was really good today on short notice, but the defense was fantastic and made the plays in the end.
Talk about that defense, 4th down call. You go with a 0 blitz, bring the house. What were in that call?
Well, you got to go. You know, you either win it or let them tie. So Coach Knowles, the defensive staff, said, "Hey, we're going to go after it," and we did. A big difference in 4th and 7 and 4th and 12, but they made good calls. I'm really proud of the team coming out here, and you know, you lose your quarterback and it's kind of a tough gig, but Drew Brown's been awesome. But you know, we rode Chuba's back. You know, that's why he is who he is. We told him, Chuba, you're going to have to do it, and that's why he's special.
Coach, congrats. Thanks.
Thank y'all.
Hubbard, 194 yards of total offense, and one of the difference makers today, combined with that terrific defensive effort by the Cowboys. Coming up, Pitt and Virginia Tech. Now back to the studio. Kevin Connors, Emmanuel Acho, and Jim Mora.